Hey, happy day 728 of What You Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. That's where the she comes from. Documenting my journey as I transition from the brick and mortar world of business and the corporate America to the online world of business. Obviously, it's been a bigger challenge than I thought it would, or I'd probably still be doing this, but it'd be called something different. I wouldn't be documenting my journey every single day of what I'm doing as I'm building my online business. I would just be probably posting once or twice a week a summary or a sales type presentation. But I wanted to actually document what I'm doing, because I found that I, to my own surprise, and many other people have the same challenges and the same struggles as they go online as I do. We think that, and okay, maybe this was just me, but I thought I would just go online and it would be so much easier and so much faster to duplicate my success offline than it was to actually build brick and mortar offline businesses. And what I found is I fell into the traps that so many other people fall into, where we think we have to learn all these things before we can actually do anything. We feel like we have imposter syndrome, and that who are we to do something? We get sucked into all these false beliefs and all these courses and trainings and gurus and who to follow and who to listen to, and we compare ourselves to others. We do all these things that slow us down. That I don't know why, but online there's like this whole culture where this happens, and I got sucked into this vacuum along with everybody else. That's why it's day 728 that I'm talking to you about transitioning from the offline to the online world. So that's part of why I do this every day. And I can't see, I actually write notes in the morning. I do a video for my Supersize Your Business group, and I write notes on a piece of paper, mainly because I want to remember the things, because I can't see to read my notes. So even with a magnifying glass, I'm not going to sit here, and even with a magnifying glass, I don't know that I could see to read my notes. So I write things down, can't see to read my notes, which is part of why I decided to document it via Facebook Live video. And live videos are easy to keep and save and make. They're live, nobody cares. So that's why I've been documenting my journey. Part of why I've been documenting my journey. And it helps me to remember what I've tried, what I haven't tried, what works, what doesn't work. I need to get somebody to kind of catalog and go through them for me, because I don't go back and listen to my videos. There's a lot of them. There's, 728 in this series. There's 365 to 400 in several other series I've done. The Daily Scare Share ended up being, I think, 370 some days. The Happy Every Day, I think that one was almost 369 days maybe. The challenge I'm doing now, the Do One Fun Thing Every Day, this will be at least 365 days, because I'll go into next year. I ended up being like a week off, and instead of doubling up this year, I just finished do one thing every day that makes you happy, and then I rolled right into the next day, do one fun thing every day, instead of doubling up. The year before, I doubled up on doing stretching your comfort zone, doing one thing that scares you every day with happy, and it just was kind of a pain. And the reason I do that video every morning is to wake my voice up and get me moving. And so I didn't really need to do two of them. It just kind of felt like more work. So this year I said, nope, I'm not going to do two. I'm just going to do the one, so we'll roll in. And that kind of got me off the January 1st to December 31st track. But there was always more than 365 days in the books anyway, so it works out. And guess what? It doesn't matter. I can do whatever I want, right? I'm doing it, so I can set it up however it works for me. I do my videos early in the morning, which for live videos, it's not the best time to get people on live watching your videos. And I sacrifice having live people on because I have to do them when I can do them. I have to do them when it's quiet where I live. Most days of the week I watch my 4-year-old granddaughter. It's impossible to do my videos with a 4-year-old, because when she's at grandma's, she wants grandma's 100% undivided attention. So I've tried to do a couple of videos with her, and she's an amazing little girl, but she wants attention. So she doesn't want to let me have even 2 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 minutes to create a video, a live video. So lots of times there'll be dogs barking. There used to be dogs and cats and kids and granddaughter all in my live videos, but since I've moved, I'm in a lot quieter location. But I do them early, and I sacrifice having people on live by doing them early. And I'm okay with that. I have to be okay with that, because we have to do what we can do with what we've got right now, or we would never get anything done, right? If I waited for a perfect background, if I waited for perfect lighting, half the time my lights are going on and off when I'm talking. If I waited for having somebody do my hair and makeup, which God knows, the worse my vision gets, the more I need somebody to be doing my face and makeup. I look today and I'm like, oh my gosh, I look like I got run over by a train. And that's okay. Some days we have those. Some days I'm tired, right? Aren't we tired some days? And so it'd be awesome if we had all those things, if I had all those things. But, 4 o'clock in the morning, nobody's coming over to my house to do my hair and makeup. Nobody wants to be up that early. And I'm okay with that. I don't expect anyone to be at my beck and call at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's unnecessary and inconvenient. Why do I want to be unnecessary and inconvenient for anybody? I really don't. I can just show up looking funky, and that's okay. So today we talked about having eyes in the back of your head. And I actually love this expression because my kids used to accuse me of that because I always knew when they were up to something, right? I have amazing children, but they're very active and very mischievous. I mean, I'll never forget the time they were like, my son was 5, my daughter was like 2, and I couldn't find them. We were in our little house in River Falls, and I was absolutely panicking because I could not find the kids. It was a small house, and like there were only so many places they could hide. Turns out we had a long driveway. They were out at the end of the driveway shooting off fireworks under the cul-de-sac because we had like a hill in the culvert that came into our driveway, and then there was a what is that? The thing that goes through the culvert? Yeah, I think it's a culvert. Isn't it that round tube that goes through the driveway for water to run off in the ditch? And they were laying on their little tummies on the one side, and they were shooting fireworks off through the culvert and just laughing and laughing and laughing. And it wasn't until I saw the sparks that I found them, but I actually found them. But they used to accuse me of having eyes in the back of my head because I could hear them or sense when they were up to something. And all of a sudden I knew they were up to something, and I was frustrated because I couldn't find them. So, and to be honest, to give the impression of having eyes in the back of your head, all you have to do is actually tune into how you're feeling about things. Pay attention. Use, the 5 or 6 senses that we're all given and that we all have as human beings. We have more than just our eyes to see things. There's a lot of people in the world that if they don't personally experience it, if they don't see it or feel it or hear it or touch it themselves, then it isn't real. It doesn't exist, which is really kind of ludicrous because even though most people have not touched with their hands $1 million, they 100% believe that $1 million exists, right? So we talk ourselves into all kinds of things. So talked about that a lot today. Really interesting expression that's been around since 210 BC. So thousands of years, right? Something has been impacting us and those around us. It's bound to make a mark and leave a mark and be something that we all know and can positively experience from, right? It just means that we're aware of what's going on, what's happening around us. So I really had fun with that one today. I think it was a fun one. The fun thing today that we did, the fun thing today was about doing something remarkable. Just something different. Even different can be remarkable, right? Maybe you do something as simple as try a new food, experience anything, watch a program about something you don't know anything about and learn something new. Learning something new is remarkable. You get to define remarkable any way you want. And I said today, hey, you don't actually have to do something remarkable, but think of something remarkable that you would like to do. I would like to, and the kids invited me, but I was traveling. Thankfully, I was traveling to go skydiving. And I've always said, I used to say that when I got divorced, I would skydive because a friend or a guy actually that I knew from my teenage years works for a skydiving place. And I said, I would look him up and I would go skydive. I would jump out of a plane. And I haven't done it yet. So I wrote that I would go skydiving. Now, I don't have to, I'm obviously not going to do it today. I'm not going skydiving. It's number one, it's cold and winter out. I'm not jumping out of a plane in the cold winter. But I said, I wrote that down. I'll go skydiving, or at least I'll look into going skydiving, because that for me would be extremely remarkable. And it's a remarkable experience to you because everything on this planet is defined by us, right? It's how do we experience things. I spent a lot of years following my sudden cardiac arrest, looking for my purpose and thinking about my purpose. And I was really a little frustrated about it. I was like, how come everybody else, not everybody else, but a lot of people, the successful people I was watching and following, it seems like they're so driven. They've got their purpose. They know exactly what they're doing. They're honing in on their target. And I will admit, it's day 728 because I personally have not committed to and honed in and decided, this is my purpose, this is what I'm here for, this is how I'm going to share the message that I have to share with the world. But I'm watching everybody around me do it, right? Now, what happens when we compare ourselves to others? We crash and burn, because it doesn't do any good to compare yourself to others. The only person you could ever be is a better and continually improving version of yourself, right? It's a lot more fun to be yourself. It's a lot more freeing, a lot more fun. It's a lot easier to be yourself than to try to be anybody else. It takes us a long time to learn that one too. Although some people are old souls or something, and they just seem to understand it. I love young people who just get all of these life lessons and life principles that it takes the rest of us, decades to learn and figure out. So, remarkable, honing in on one thing, challenges. So, I want to talk about challenges a little bit today. Doing and way behind, I started the Mel Robbins challenge. She's got a challenge called Best Decade Ever, and she's talking about getting people to dream bigger. And I think I did day 5's homework today. I joined it like after day 15, so I'm only 5 days into it, but I'm trying to go back and catch up on some of the lessons in case they disappear. A lot of challenges nowadays, and I will admit I'm going to do a challenge starting February 3rd where my content is going to disappear and go away. And I've never done one. I've just always done my challenges and left my content up. Now, most people don't know where to find the content, so to me, it's never been a big deal, and I don't get that whole scarcity mentality like, oh my God, somebody's gonna find it if I leave it up. And I've always just left it up. And the people that know it and know of it know where to find it. Anybody else, you're not gonna know unless you ask me. If you ask me, hint, hint, I will absolutely tell you. If you're looking for a challenge on anything, I've probably done one, so just hit me up and I'll share the content. You can look at it and listen to it and see if you can't get the results that I and the other people that went through the challenge had gotten on that particular topic. It can be anything from emotional stress, physical, chronic pain. What else have I done? How to find leads for your business. I've done technical things in terms of online business. I've done business things. I've done supersize your business. Lots of them. So if you had a question about a challenge, something, blood pressure, I just did a 90-day blood pressure challenge at the end of last year. So all different things. Now, I haven't done a plank challenge. I haven't done a burpee challenge. You will never, I can honestly say, I don't think I will ever do a burpee challenge. I hate burpees for a lot of reasons. My heart and my box don't like burpees. Now, is that a false belief? Absolutely. Because could I be the burpee queen? Probably, but do I want to be? No. I don't want to be good at burpees. I'm okay with that. So challenges. So February 3rd, I'm starting a challenge. This challenge, everybody's invited to, but I am going to have the content go away after 10 days. It'll be a 10-day challenge, but after day 10, the content will go away. It's going to be, it is called the Live Thrive Challenge. It's going to be a challenge on how to set up your own challenge, how to create a challenge to attract the people or the results that you want to you. How do you create a challenge? How do you do one? How do you make your own challenge? Step by step, every single thing. By the end of the 10 days, you will have your own challenge set up. If you just do the one thing every day that is called out in the challenge, by the end of 10 days, you'll have a challenge, and you can turn around and the next day or the next week, you could actually put your challenge out there, and you could be attracting the people that you want to you, or you could be getting the results that you want in your life because you've set up your own challenge to help you get the success, the results that you want. So Live Thrive Challenge, and I'm not loving the name, but that's what I'm calling it for right now because I've already got a Thrive Challenge page and a Thrive Challenge group set up. So it's quick and easy for me to just roll into that group. And I can spend this week then mapping out. Now I already know the topics, I already know the challenge, I already know what that's going to be, but I can spend the week doing, getting the graphics done for the header on the group and on the page. I can spend it mapping out and doing the workbooks because I love having assignments and workbooks, and I usually only give people one thing a day to do. Watch a short video, do this one thing. Watch a short video, do this one thing, because otherwise it's overwhelming and you can't get it done. Now in my more in-depth challenges, we might do more than one thing, but the trend seems to be that these challenges have, an hour-long discussion with them, which is usually, a little bit of content and then a whole lot of selling. And that's not what I'm doing. I absolutely positively refuse to do that. Mine's going to be 90% content, 10% I'm going to offer you something if you want to work further on the end of it, because I've been really guilty of just leaving people hanging. I teach you how to do something, I show you great content, I show you all this stuff, and then I don't have a call to action. I don't say, well, this is how you can work with me in order to continue and get the result even more of what you want. So this week I have to map that out. What is that going to look like? And as I was thinking about it this morning, I was getting ready this morning and I was thinking about it and thinking about the programs that my ex-husband and that I personally have been involved in over the decades, because I've been around a long time, right? Pajama grandma. Normally I've got my pajamas or a robe or something on, and today I was like, I'm not cold, so I don't need my robe on, so I'm just going to go in my shirt. My granddaughter loves this shirt, but to be honest, it reminds me of home ec class in junior high, and I never took it in high school, but in junior high, we had to make these smock tops. The girls had to make smock tops, and I don't remember what the guys made because there were only a couple of them in the class, but we girls had to make smock tops. So we learned how to sew smock tops, and I just laughed because I've been sewing for a long time. My mom taught me to sew when I was little, and we had a swimming pool growing up. So every day after school, I would come home, make a swimsuit, or in the summer, every day, I would get up in the morning, make a swimsuit, and have a new swimsuit every day. Because my mom had this room full of fabric. My mom was and still is a saver, which is where I get it. I swear I come by it honestly. And so she actually is one of those people that had a whole room in our house that was floor to ceiling fabric. So every day I would just go in there, I'd take a fabric out, and I'd whip up a swimsuit or whip up a shirt or something. I haven't done that for years. I actually admit I gave my sewing machine to charity as I was downsizing out of my house. That is the biggest challenge this week, is selling our house. Already got multiple offers on it, so I'm super excited about that. But it's still a little stressful. It's got me breaking out. It's got me, I don't know why, but whenever we're doing a big project or something and we're transitioning into something new, to me personally, it's stressful. It can be positive stress, which is called eustress, EU stress, or it can be negative, which I call de-stress. And a lot of stress I've over the years let myself experience as negative. Even though I've done multiple challenges on reducing stress, every once in a while I still have to go back and remind myself that, hey, this too shall pass. The universe is here to support us all. It's just how I'm looking at it. If I change my perspective, I'm like, okay, this is exciting. It's not scary. It's not stressful. It's exciting. And exciting is stressful too, right? So mapping out the Life Thrive Challenge, and that will be February 3rd. We'll start February 3rd. What am I thinking? I totally lost my train of thought. That happens. It happens on live video where I am actually speechless. So that's it. That's all I got today. I'm going to move on and get to work because I've got some quiet time today. I love Saturdays and Sundays. Saturdays and Sundays, I actually get time to myself to work on some of the things that I want to work on. All the other days of the week, I have to kind of fit it in. Like a lot of stay-at-home moms, working moms or dads that are trying to build a business on the side while you have another job, while you have kids around. I am back to this year really, really experiencing that. Decided I'd hang out with my 4-year-old granddaughter weekdays, and I love it. I wouldn't trade it for the world, but it's definitely a challenging year, and it's like, I know I can figure it out. If I could figure it out when she was 1 and I was running an Italian food manufacturing business, I could definitely figure it out when I'm doing things online, right? So, again, if I can help you in any way, hit me up in the comments below. If you have a question about business, anything business related, offline, online, especially manufacturing, compliance, quality, sanitation, food businesses, restaurants, bars, what else have I done? Sales of products, physical products, online business, things, anything to do with ClickFunnels, anything to do with marketing.